Everybody, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video, as you already know by the title, we are going to be talking about life as a black person in Ukraine. Hello. Alright, let's get right into it. I want to start off by saying that Ukrainians are not perfect, okay? As I've said in my previous videos, there are good people and there are bad people everywhere. Everywhere. Not just Ukraine, okay? Personally, I've had more good encounters than bad encounters, but that doesn't mean I haven't had bad encounters as well. But I do know that in general, they are very cool people and they are very, very welcoming. First I'm going to talk about is the staring. When I first came to Ukraine, I noticed that Ukrainians stare a lot, especially in the bus. And you know, it's a way to stylishly stare at someone. I mean, I'm not going to lie that I've not stared at people before. I have stared at people before. I'm not perfect, but you know, I try to do it like a James Bond, kind of way, I don't even know if I'm getting it now. But with some Ukrainians, these people don't give a damn. They are looking you straight in the eyes and at first I used to be so uncomfortable about it. And of course, as a typical foreigner, the first thing that came to my mind is, you're being racist. You're staring at me because you're racist. And then when they look at me, I'll be like, But then I made a Ukrainian friend, and then I found that, or I asked about it, and then she made me understand that, of course, because English is not their first language, they want to communicate with you. They want to actually walk up to you and talk to you, but they don't know how to speak English. Now, most of them that do know how to speak English are not confident enough to actually talk to you because they are worried that their English is not good enough and they'll make a lot of mistakes and you'll not understand them. So they tend to stare. They're staring because they're admiring you. And I will not lie and say that this is the reason why all of them stare, but I can guarantee you that most of them are staring because they're admiring you, but they don't know how to approach you. They don't know how to talk to you. So when my friend told me about this, I changed my tactics. When I see a Ukrainian staring at me, rather than just staring back, I smile. And so far, when I do, most of them smile, most of them not. Of course, I will still prefer they don't just stare, or maybe just smile. But you can't change people, okay? I don't want the first thing to come to your mind when you see Ukrainians staring at you is that they're staring at you in disgust. They're staring at you because they're trying to be racist. This might be the reason why some of them are, but please don't use this to judge everybody, okay? Now, my next point, dating a Ukrainian. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm not going to tell you not to date outside of your race. I'm not going to tell you to stay away from Ukrainians. All I'm going to tell you is be careful. When I first came to Ukraine, I had about 2 students that were in their 5th year and they were dating minors, but they didn't know they were minors. See, let me tell you, these children look older than me. You see a Ukrainian girl, very beautiful, very mature. You'll be like, oh, okay, this girl is in her early 20s. Just for you to ask, she's 16. Most of them actually look older than they are. They are very, very, very young. And the truth is, even if you ask them their age, they can simply lie to you. It's something that can happen. So what I have to say is, if you actually choose to date a Ukrainian, please be 100% sure that you are not dating a minor. Be 100% sure. And you can be like, how will you know? If you ask them their age, they can lie to you. Ask for proof. Yes, it is that serious. You might be like, why go through this process just to ask someone out? Ask for proof. Ask, if possible, picture of birth certificate. I want to see it. I want to see that year. I want to see the hospital. But trust me, it's for your own good. And of course, it doesn't apply to Ukrainians alone. In any country you're in, try not to date a minor. Please be very careful, okay? There are good people, but there are also bad people, just like every other country. If you're going out or hanging out with people, be sure not to go alone. Now, the next thing I have to talk about is finding our African products. This has to do with things like our hair products and our makeup. The truth is, you can't just walk into a typical Ukrainian store and find your hair product. It's sad. It's not like it's sad, it's painful, Sha. No joke, it's actually painful. Of course, this is not our country, so you will not find these things typically. That doesn't mean you're going to be stranded. Thank you, Lord, for online shopping. Online shopping has been saving us. There are a lot of stores on Instagram that you can buy these products in, and most of the people selling these products are actually in Ukraine. But the thing is, of course, they're expensive because it's business. So if you want it to be cheaper for you, when coming to Ukraine, you can bring these stuff yourself, or if you know anybody going back to your country, you can beg them or pay them to buy for you. Now, since I'm on the hair stuff, I've noticed that some people like to touch our hair. And I don't blame them because I also want to touch their hair. That's it. But I know that I can't just touch your hair because, you know, it's rude. So if someone walks up to you, if out of curiosity, and they're like, oh please, can I touch your hair? It's based on you. If you don't want to touch your hair, you can be like, oh no, sorry, don't touch my hair. But for me personally, I don't have a problem with it because I also want to touch your hair. So if you touch my hair, I touch your hair. Yeah. So please don't think they're trying to be racist if they walk up to you and they ask you please if they could touch your hair. They're not being racist, it's just curiosity. They're not used to seeing our hair texture and they just want to know how it feels like. I remember one time I took braids to school, and then after a while I took out the braids and then I wore a short wig to school. When I went to school and sat down, oh god, my teacher's expression, she looked mortified. I think she did not understand. She was like, Ella, why did you cut your hair? Your hair was so nice. And then I had to explain to her that I noticed I didn't cut my hair. That wasn't actually my hair. I used attachments to braid the hair, and then what I cut was not actually my hair, but was like an extension. And then it was a lot of work. But by the end of the day, I was able to make her understand. This is not the first, second, or third time this has happened. When I'm talking to my Ukrainian friends and they see me carry different hairstyles, they're like, what did you do to your hair? Your hair was not like this. Your hair was like, you know, I won't lie to you. At a point, I stopped explaining. I know I feel bad a bit, but I couldn't help it. I just got tired of always explaining. Now, the next thing I will tell you is, if you are going out in the night for whatever reason, please don't go alone. I've had some stories, but not a lot, about people that had an encounter with some Ukrainians on the road in the night. Now let me explain. In the night, just out of curiosity, look outside your window. You might hear or see some drunk Ukrainians on the street. You know, it happens. They are drunk and they're walking on the street, and most of them might not actually physically attack you. They might just be shouting like, hey, what are you doing? This, okay? So if you're going out in the night, if for whatever reason you have to go out at night, of course I won't advise you to go out at night in any country, but if for whatever reason you have to go out at night, please don't go alone, okay? Don't go alone. And if it's possible, take a taxi to where you're going to, so you don't have to walk. The next point I'll talk about is actual racism. There are some bad people in this world. There are some bad people in every country, and there are some bad people in Ukraine as well. If you find yourself in any sensitive situation, please carry your phone and take a video. Take a record of this, okay? It's always good to have proof, because no matter what, that will be your voice. Your video, your proof will talk for you. But please, don't be scared. I've seen a lot of people come and go through Ukraine. A lot of black people, a lot of foreigners have come to Ukraine. They've graduated, they've gone, they didn't have any problem or any grievous problem. So no, don't think the worst about the country. I don't think the worst will happen to you, okay? God forbid, all right? Some of these sensitive tips I know I talked about is just so that you'll be very self-aware and be very careful. That doesn't mean they will happen to you. That doesn't mean that there's a high chance of it happening to you. It just means you should know and be aware of your environment and know what could happen, so you play it safe. Now, my last point is a very interesting one. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. Actually, she's very young. She's like 12, and she's Ukrainian. And then she was telling me, is it true that in Africa we swing from tree to trees? You know, we ride on elephants. Hey, Jesus, oh God. Well, I didn't blame her. I did not blame her. When people hear of Africa, they think of jungle. But the truth is, I don't blame them, because when you hear about Africa, or in movies, a lot of movies, this is what Africa has been portrayed to be. I have lived in Africa my whole life. I have never seen a lion. I've never seen a jungle. I don't even know how to climb. So please, I'm saying this because you might encounter some situations where some people will ask you these questions. Most of them, not all of them, most of them might not actually be trying to say this to hurt you or to annoy you. They are saying this based on what they have heard. They are saying this based on what they have seen in movies. So if you do encounter people that feel this way or talk this way, don't shut them out. Don't tag them racist. Inform them, okay? Enlighten them, you know, give them a little bit of information. Yeah, educate them, school them. Guys, I'm really sorry for the way I am. I really am. But back to my point, show them pictures. You know, when she said this, I didn't need to talk too much. I just brought out my phone, I googled Nigeria, and I showed it to her. I showed her our cities, our buildings, our schools. Of course, in Africa we have animals and everything, but they are not everywhere, and we don't live in huts and all those things. Okay, in case you're looking for an agent or an agency to use to come to Ukraine, I'm going to drop the link to my agent's Instagram handle, Success Agency. They are very, very reliable. You can take my word on it, and you can easily text anybody from the Instagram page. All right, so guys, that is all for this video. I hope you found it very informative. I hope you learned a thing or two that will help you. Honestly, I pray you don't even have to encounter some of the sensitive things we spoke about, but I want you to be aware of them. So please be safe and have a great time, because Ukraine is actually a very good place to stay. I've met a lot of wonderful people, and I hope you're fortunate enough to meet the many good people that are actually in this country. Have a great day, and see you in my next video.